So I've just entered a wildlife area near Oklahoma City. I arrived in Oklahoma City about 2 or 3 days ago, and I've just spent the last 72 hours adjusting to the well, it's greener, as you can see, to the green, but also to the poverty of spirit here in this part of the country. Super rigid vibes. Just, it's okay, but tons of traffic and commercialism and big box developments everywhere, billboards. And then I come into this park to try to get some goddamn peace. And I see this sign saying this is actually, like, it's a wilderness refuge area, and also people are allowed to bring their guns and go hunting for waterfowl here, so you could get shot on your peaceful walk in the afternoon. So just, you know, take that risk into account when you're getting your peaceful nature time. I'm like, wow. Okay, this is what we're working with here. It's not just tick bites anymore. Yeah, it's definitely nice to be back near some water, because we were missing the moisture in Arizona and New Mexico. And now we're by this cute little stream. If it was hotter, I'd probably want to jump in, except I don't know what's living underneath the surface. And at any moment, a hunter could come out with a gun and blow my brains out just for going swimming, and he could have an excuse. He could be like, I thought it was a duck. Actually, in ancient Greek, Penelope means duck, so he'd have every right to shoot me. Quiet, moving, greenish tinted water, and I can hear the wind blowing in the breeze, and it is warm but not super desert hot, so it's quite a nice day out here. It's been very windy and I've worried about tornadoes, but so far I'm alive. And honestly, it was a little depressing to drive through Texas on the way here to Oklahoma. There was such a palpable difference coming from New Mexico through Texas. Coming over the border into Texas, all of a sudden things became greener. They became much more commercialized. The highways were very fast and filled with aggressive drivers. And at one point I came over a hill and I saw all this, like, just vast swath of black on the hillside, like just going off all in the distance on one side of the highway. And I was like, oh, there must have been a fire here recently, and it must have just torched all the whatever. There must have been some kind of brush fire, you know? And so I keep driving and I'm like, oh, that really smells too. And I finally realized that actually it is like a sort of uncountable number of cows that are sitting in feedlots. That's what all the black is. It's not burnt bushes, it's real live cows, and they're all in these feedlots. Millions and millions of cows just laying there waiting for their death, just getting fed up, eating and pooping and lying in their own poop, like right next to each other, just crammed into all these outdoor feedlots. And you can see, like, I drove also by the slaughterhouses, you know, where they're just waiting to take them all and turn them into like steak, right? And I definitely like a good steak now and then, but just such a stench of misery, you know? Really, I'm just continuing to drive through Texas and Oklahoma. It's just, the emphasis is not on beauty and enchantment and connection with the land and the spirits of the land. The emphasis is on money and feeding your appetite And I don't know, I think it's really sad, and the energy difference is really palpable. The conservative energy is really palpable. There's not as much art, there's not as much beauty, there's not as much spirituality. Things feel more rigid. But sitting here by this river, I can still feel, the strength of the earth and her ability to prevail, and the ability for love to prevail above all commercialism. So interesting learning being here. Interestingly and happily, I found out that this place where I'm walking right now is by a river called the North Canadian River. And there's a whole county called the Canadian County near Oklahoma City. Isn't that funny? Well, it's nice to get some peaceful vibes by my namesake river, the North Canadian River.